First frame. Chris Totten to break.
So a big afternoon for Chris Totten, back on the tour through the Q School. He dropped off in 2019, so it's been a few years. He's been in the amateur ranks, but he came through. He actually lost. There's only 2 events in Q School. He lost in the final round of the first one in a decider to Alan Taylor, but he did come through the second one. So this is the first year of his new 2-year card, but what a baptism of fire. Worth saying, though, because there has been a round of qualifying, of course, he beat Jimmy White in that 4-0. So he's already beaten one legend.
One.
Well, this is one of the great sights in snooker, isn't it? Neil Robertson knocking in long balls. He's back in the 16, but he's 15, so clearly he wants to bed himself in, make sure that he's at the Masters and obviously the Crucible at the end of the season. Just feels right now they're the only ways up for Neil Robertson again. You were there on Sunday night, Alan. It was a great occasion, wasn't it? He had his family there as well to watch it all.
Yeah, it was, and obviously things got a bit sticky towards the end, you know. Coming in 7-1 in front after the afternoon session, it felt like it was going to be an early night. Well, in the end, they had to really earn it, didn't they? Courtesy of a fluke in that last frame, but he took it out and got the title and back where he belongs. Good to see him back in the top 16, even although it is at the expense of great John Higgins. I'm sure he'll be back. But he played a slightly different brand of snooker, but it's going to be about his scoring. Always is going to be that. But he's not giving up as many free chances, I think, in general.
12.
And I think what's been impressive is
13.
He didn't just assume he would get back. He actually thought about how he could do it. Obviously, Joe Perry being in his corner has been a great move. We heard in the interview with Rob, he accepted that things would have to change because he recognises how competitive the game is. You can't just expect to get back without changing anything.
20. $21. $28. $29.
Yeah, really needs one of those 2 reds to pass to left corner. Clearly one of them does.
Yeah, and even there, he made that black look simple, didn't he? One of those.
36.
You know, if you're not feeling confident, you could see him missing. 24 world ranking titles now, so he's a couple behind Mark Williams on that all-time list. Of course, Ronnie O'Sullivan out in front on 41.
$37.
Just a soft cannon.
44.
I think the way that he
45.
did win the final on Sunday evening will do him a lot of good, actually. He was tested to the maximum, really. You know, as I said, 7-1 in front, looked like a procession. But he had to show guts, not just form, to get the job done in the end. So that'll stand him in good stead, I think.
$52. $53.
Well, it feels like a sort of continuation of last week. First shot long red, and now in a great position to kill off this frame in one visit. Yeah, we missed him, didn't we, last season in a few of our events, the Champion of Champions, of course, the Players Series, the Players and Tour Championship he'd won a couple of years earlier.
61.
As always, he would rather, if possible, play on 2 reds. Just taking a wee bit of time over this. At least 2 reds, anyway. Perfect. Frame ball.
68. $69.
And it's easy to say because of the quality of this visit, but as tends to be the case in our ITV events, the table, especially I think on day 2, is beautiful and it looks
76.
bedded in nicely. Cue ball gliding around.
77.
Well, there is a £5,000 high break prize, and he can set a very good target here. Anything in the 140s is going to be hard to beat. So many people said he would
84.
come back to his best. He actually had to do it. He had to do the work. He had to keep the belief.
85.
And he had to stand up when that chance came as Wu Yize launched that extraordinary fight back.
$92. $93.
So it's been not even 2 days since he won the English Open. Normal service resumed. Century to start for Neil Robertson, and as I say, this could now be a really big break. There's still 43
100.
points on here. Yeah, there's still
Neil
43 on because he's
100.
missed that.
And
But even so, a great start. He knocked in the long red. He made the century. Neil Robertson, in just 9 minutes, has taken a 1-0 lead over Chris Totten. Because Robertson wasn't in the top 16 when the draw came out for this tournament, he had to play in Leicester originally a few months ago, a few weeks ago, beat Andrew Paget 4-1 to get here. As I say, Chris Totten beat Jimmy White 4-0, and he played really well. He had breaks of 63, 64, 86 and 87, so a terrific display. But this is, of course, a big step up live on television in front of the audience here in Cheltenham. And he's just sat out century from the man very much in form. Worth saying that they played twice before and it's one win apiece. Totten did beat Robertson in the qualifying for the Shanghai Masters back in 2017. Then Robertson beat him in the Scottish Open 2017, and that was actually after he'd just dropped out the top 16 briefly. He dropped out after the UK Championship, and the next tournament was that Scottish Open. He won it and got back in, so he was briefly in this position before.
Yeah, a little bit thin, but got the bonus, the cover. It's the very thing, actually, that shot that Chris played. That's the thing that Neil is trying to eradicate from his game. Pushing reds over the corner, but forced into taking this on. Oh. Lots of pot. I mean, it barely went past the red. You see it there. There's a bit of logic in that. You know, it's one of those, if you miss it to the right, you hopefully get rid of the red that's near the pocket. So, good decision. Brilliant shot. Off and running again.
Six.
I know it's only been one frame, but he looks completely different. Having lifted, well, crystalware on Sunday night. He just looks a completely different person and snooker player to me.
Thank you. 7.
I think it's a good thing as well that there's another tournament straight away, because he's staying in that same mindset. He's not sort of putting his feet up for a week.
14.
Maybe just losing a bit of sharpness even between events. It's straight on to the next one.
15.
See in the background, Chris Wakelin and Wu Yiz. Of course, Robertson beat Wakelin in the semis, Wu in the final in Brentwood. Wakelin has made a 99 break there in the first frame.
22. $23. $30. It's a touching ball, Neil. $31. 38. 39.
Yeah, it's a shot of pure class, that.
36.
The reserves of power that Robbo has that we know about. He's decided to use them. Beautifully played. And I know young Chris well enough. You know, he's practiced a lot with Higgins, Maguire, McGill, all those players. But it is different when you get into, especially table one, main arena. A little smile to himself there about something, but it is different. And he'll be seeing the intensity that Neil's played with. I think that's been a feature of this first frame
54.
and a half. That's what you've got to do.
55.
See, in practice, Neil would have already potted the black by now. This is a difference between practice play and match play.
Well, it's identical to frame one. He's got a chance to
62.
make a really high break here. Not quite killed the frame off yet.
63.
Still needs another red after the black to do that.
$70. 71.
So that is frame ball, and we've been going 18 minutes. It can be devastating like this. The season he made 103 centuries. There was a match he played against a Qatari
77.
player, Ahmed Saif, and in that match he won 4-0 with 4 centuries, and his opponent didn't pot a ball. Now, I'm not saying that will happen
78.
today, but the fact is he's got a chance to make 2 in 2 here, and Chris Totten has done very little wrong, but he's just having to watch it.
$83. 84. 91. 92.
So the spread
99.
then for back-to-back centuries to start the afternoon. I can tell you this, if he doesn't pop this, he will be seriously annoyed. 99 is not what he's looking for. He's livid.
Robertson 99. And the final.
And he's playing great. But that's the standard he's holding himself to. Even so, 100, 99, a rueful smile from Chris Totten, who trails 2-0. Just that Robertson has been superb. Brag of 100, then that 99. You see by his look on his face, he wasn't happy to miss that red, but even so, firmly in control, carrying on the good form from Brentwood. Well, could have been away again had that gone in. Chris Totten, twice Scottish amateur champion, also a former European amateur champion. Finding his way again on tour. It's not easy, obviously, coming into matches like this. Did win a match in Riyadh at the Saudi Arabia Masters, and indeed won one at the English Open as well. He beat Ben Mertens there. It was actually Wu Yiza who beat him in round 2.
Yeah, I think first time round when Chris got on the tour, he just was too young. He wasn't ready for it. I think he, maybe disagree with that, but yes, he had a couple of good results. His couple of seasons on tour, but he wasn't quite ready for it, I think. And that's no slight on anyone. That's normal these days. When young players get on the tour more often than not, they'll have their 2 seasons and fall off, but it is a learning process, turning from amateur to professional status.
Yeah, it was the same for Neil Robertson, wasn't it? He actually dropped off twice before getting on again, and has been on ever since then. But he actually turned pro when he was 16 and had to come over from Australia, obviously, to playing on these tight match tables, and just wasn't ready. But as you say, it's a learning curve.
Now, you might try and play this on the thin side, the cue ball in behind the green, because the blue's protecting. You see it there, you get a good picture of it. Behind green would be good. Yeah, he's gone thicker. Very good. That's what he's been doing. It's okay just playing a safety shot back into baulk. There's a difference in picking your spot, or at least trying to pick your spot. That's what a good safety player does. decent escape, but Neil's going to keep the hammer down here in behind green. Not behind it, but on that line near the baulk cushion. Cover this red just to the right of his arm there. More trouble. This is where pace is going to be important. One cushion to rest on that red if he plays it. Yeah, here he goes now. Pace is all important. Where the black is, got to get the cue ball dead weight to this red.
Totten really being kept on the back foot, isn't he? Just has not seen a pot yet.
Yeah, he has a return, but from Neil's point of view, it was good because if you can't trap them, make sure you test them. And this is a test to avoid the cannon. Not bad, but at this level and this company, it may not be good enough.
Wow, as first pots of the match go.
One.
That is stunning. Could we see that in the hot shots maybe at the end of the tournament?
Good shout, Dave. Yeah, let's hope so. What a shot. Yes, there wasn't that much pressure on it with a good cue ball, but what a pot. Deserved a nice flick in the yellow.
Three.
Ah, lovely. Well played.
4.
Now, just try it. One very good positional shot here sets up a golden chance.
Eleven. $12. $19. $20.
Comes from good snooker stock, actually, Chris Totten. His mum, Anne, who I know will be watching, so hello, Anne. I haven't seen you in a while.
25.
But she did a lot for certainly junior snooker and Scottish amateur snooker in general over the last 10 or 15 years. Organising tournaments, taking youngsters to tournaments, all that sort of stuff.
$26.
He's taking these nicely, isn't he? Couple of reds just waiting there, back in amongst the black.
Yeah, I mean, as he was sat in his seat, as Robertson was winning the
31.
first 2 frames, he had a sort of half smile on his face, as if to say, well, I can't do anything about this, so I'll just enjoy it. He's waiting for his chance, and it's come now.
$32. $39. $40.
Yeah, that was a sweet piece of cueing. Plenty of reds in the open to win the frame at this visit.
$47.
Yeah, I mean, he got no look in frames 1 and 2, and he's playing the most recent winner, an all-time great, but he's also spent 5 years off tour. He's been itching for
48.
opportunities like this while he's been sat watching these tournaments, playing in the amateur tournaments, trying to get back on.
$55. $56.
That's a mini mistake. Going to play for the red in left centre now. So it's a little tester, this one. Virtually frame ball.
63.
Problem getting on the black. So a big shot this. We know what the top players are like at clearing up from 50, 60 behind. Big shot this. Nice. Well played.
64.
Yeah, this is superb right from the first red. Now this black, and Neil Robertson will require a snooker. This has been excellent. Chris Totten had 3 shots in the first 2 frames. But he forced his way
71.
in with that excellent red, and he's kept it going really well.
$72. 79. Chris Totten, 79. And the frame.
Wasn't on a red, but has done enough to win the frame. An excellent 79 from Chris Totten after Neil Robertson made that great start. So terrific stuff between these two. Robertson leads 2-1. Honest, it looked like he could just run away with this, but Chris Totten, every credit to him, stepped in with that fine 79. This is the live pot success. As you can see, Totten, I mean, he didn't see a ball first 2 frames, potted every ball he did see in frame 3, so he's 100%. Robertson at 95, excellent stuff. 2 of the pots that Robertson missed were at the end of his breaks in frames 1 and 2, of course. But that was the live pot success in terms of when a frame is still winnable.
Obviously got to try and avoid contact on yellow or brown with this cue ball. Got to be tighter than that. Yeah, not so much a criticism, more an observation again, playing against player in Neil's form. Expect this red to disappear.
One. Neil Robertson 1.
He was never happy with the original position. He had the extra length on the cue as well. But you just at the moment expect him to pot everything. And this is going to give Chris Totten hope. He's already made a nice break himself. Now he's seen Robertson miss one and left this opening.
One.
Of course, growing up in Wishaw, he didn't have far to look for inspiration. John Higgins, that's where he's from as well.
Eight. Nine. $16. Foul.
Yeah, it's just,
Totten 16.
you know, you can't
Neil
be
Robertson,
critical
4.
of that. He was trying to be aggressive, taking the red, the more difficult pot, trying to get them in the open. Yeah, just a wee bit unfortunate, or well, probably a big bit unfortunate to go in off. That's the gamble sometimes.
Yes, and a red has travelled into bulk as well. I mean, he would have left a long one on, but an easier one is available to Robertson.
Yeah, I think he played the correct shot because he had the ideal angle on the red that was going to open them anyway. So why wait another 8 points and then play it? The correct thing, as I say, I think, but unfortunately that happens. It happens a lot, actually, doesn't it? So in the final on Sunday, we'll use a frame 2, something quite similar. Cue ball ended up in the green pocket, but it's the way it goes. No, that's a gem of a shot because, yeah, he's got the 2 reds on the left waiting, but he wanted that one nearest the pink. Just get rid of that, tidy up that area. Absolute class that shot was.
Six.
Yeah, it was noticeable from early on last week how well he was thinking in matches. His thought processes were really clear, and that was true as well in the final when Wu Yize came back at him. When that chance came, he was ready to take it. Okay, it started with the fluke, and the balls were sat nice, but even so, under that intense pressure, you've still got to stand up. So it just shows the mental strength of Neil Robertson. This yellow is a bit awkward, tucking in the old waistcoat. Ian Wagstaff, the referee, is keeping watch.
12. $13.
Well, is he looking like a very good chance now? Neil Robertson getting in from the off the attacking intent from Chris Totten.
$18.
It's almost actually he's never done any good in it. When he first turned pro, of course, he stopped in 2004. That was just as he was becoming a top player. We had to wait a long time until 2021 for it to come back again. Didn't help that in 2022 forgot to enter it.
26.
Last year he lost round 2 to Si Jiawei. So he's actually never been to the last 32 of the British
27.
Open, which is the round he's trying to get to today.
$34. $35.
Perhaps a dull contact. Only Neil will know. Perhaps it was, for once, poor ball striking, but giving himself quite a testing black, this cut back. Not the sort of shot he likes to refuse. He's going to play it. Good recovery.
$42.
Hard to believe he didn't win a tournament for 2.5 years, isn't it? I mean, even thinking back to that Tour Championship final, he absolutely demolished Ronnie O'Sullivan in the evening session from 4-all.
$43.
I think it just illustrates how hard the game actually is when a great player, and it's happened to several of them, have a slump. And confidence drains away and it just gets harder and harder to get it back. And that's why when they do get it back, as he has done, you have to give them all the credit in the world.
50. $51.
So he's going to need another red after this black, and it'll be 3-1. Chris Totten went on the attack, but was unlucky with that in off, and of course to leave the easy red to start.
58. $59.
Yeah, I think in sport we have short memories sometimes. I'm just thinking about the way that he
66.
plays when he's at his best. Tour Championship final, among many other performances and tournaments, but when he plays like this and he gets his chance, it's almost like he's not playing to win a
67.
match. It's like he's playing to make centuries. He's that good. It's almost looking for perfection rather than trying to win. It's a kind of strange thing. course, it's not the case. He wants to win. That's goal number 1. But it just looks like any time he gets a chance,
73.
when he's in form, he can clear up from anywhere.
$74.
I think another club he wants to be part of. What is he, 48 shy of 1,000 centuries? He want to get there, won't he? You'd just like him to probably
81.
on schedule, I'd imagine, round about Crucible time.
$83. $86.
Well, he made 100 exactly in frame 1. He missed a red on 99 in frame 2, much to his annoyance, but can, of course, make the second century here. But he hasn't.
Your
And again, he's
Robertson,
annoyed.
86, and the frame.
But he's taken a 3-1 lead, and Neil Robertson is playing superbly here. He leads Chris Totten 3-1 and needs one more for victory.
Oh, what a piece of cueing that was. Okay. Fractionally lost the cue ball, but deciding to float it in rather than punch it kind of tells its own story. Not out the woods yet, needs another one. Oh, that's superb.
$8. $9.
Yeah, that opening red is as good a shot as I've seen in this tournament so far. He didn't punch it. To float that
60.
in, hold the cue ball softly was a thing of beauty.
$17.
Just slightly lost the cue ball as we see here the results so far. Great win for Julian Boyko this morning against Sijia Wu, who of course now is in the top 16. Graham Dott, good win for him over Zhou Yulong. Yuan Sijun beat Robbie Williams. Marco Fu as well against Ma Hailong. Latest, of course, Chris Wakelin 2-1 up on Wu Yize. Jusa 2-0 up on Gong Chen Zi. And Haris Tahir from Pakistan 2-1 up on Simon Blackwell. Snooker very popular in Pakistan. I know the World Snooker Tour Facebook page, the #1 country for visits is Pakistan, so they'll be following that with great interest today.
24. Neil Robertson, 24.
Well, Neil Robertson couldn't do much with the black, hence he left himself that red to the green pocket, but Chris Totten unable to take advantage of one of the few chances he's had to date. Question is, will he now get another one?
Five. Six.
Yeah, like Neil, I like the look of that cannon. On the main part of the cluster, right of the pink. Interestingly, deciding to wait. 3-4 years ago, I think that's what he would have played.
12. $19. $20.
And if he goes on to clear or really win the frame at this visit and the match with it, it's the sort of break that'll please him. The fact that he didn't go in early into the pack, trying to pick them apart, that'll please him. It's always been that style into all action. Get the pack open at the first opportunity.
27. $28.
I also like the fact that he's taken ownership of what I think was a mistake 2 years ago. He didn't enter the first 2 or 3 tournaments of the new season on the back of so much success. The Masters, the Players, the Tour. But it was a mistake. And I think he now realises that. don't think he'll make that same mistake again, but that's in the past. The present is he's back to pretty much his best.
$34. $41.
Yeah, he's not over the line yet. Just needed to get on a red here, and it was surely over. Yeah, he tried to get the white back down to ball for some sort of safety
Yeah,
there,
Robertson,
playing the plan.
41.
But the Reds have kind of spread far and wide. And he could easily have left something straightforward here, which he's not done. Totten removing the safest red from the cushion. And that's the thing, that always in these frames, OK, it's a great lead, but you look where the balls are, that there would be a chance for a clearance. And let's be honest, he's playing someone from Wishaw. They're known for clearances in that part of the world. So although he's a heavy favourite to win, he's got to put it away. He needs red and a colour to do that, Neil Robertson.
Yeah, let's hope for Neil's sake that history doesn't repeat itself, because almost, well, coming up in 2 years ago, Scottish Open semi-final against Joe O'Connor, he took a bit of a liberty, well, minor liberty, chasing a century instead of nailing down a frame against Joe O'Connor at 3-all. Lost 6-3 that day and suffered for a long time after. Joe O'Connor made a 60 break, and sorry, Neil made a 60 and Joe made an unbelievable clearance to go 4-3 in front and then win. And it sort of put the scuppered Neil for quite a long time afterwards. Something that Joe Perry might have a word in his ear about if and when he wins this match. Centuries are all fine and well, but you've got to win the frame first. That's the priority. He knows that.
Yeah, the thing is, he's a stats guy, isn't he, Neil Robertson? A lot of players aren't. Judd Trump was saying yesterday that he wasn't, but Neil Robertson, if you asked him, could tell you every stat about his career. and quite a few about other players' careers. Oh, a terrific long red from Totten. So he's in, and there's still enough on here.
Yeah, great shot. And if this goes in, decent chance. Yeah, Neil said to me last week, actually, about his poor form. He's always kind of, there is a but. I was quite good and all that's it. He said, yeah, I had a poor season last season, but strike rate-wise, per frames played, he said I had the most centuries of anyone.
Yeah, he found a stat that's never been a thing. But that is part of the mindset to try and stay positive. Anyway, right now, he's wondering how far Totten will get here in this attempted counter clearance.
7.
Of course, taking a couple of low-value colours early on, he doesn't have that much latitude with the points if he pots this 55 behind with 59 on.
Chris Totten, 10.
Yeah, kind of needed that to be more straightforward. So this is match ball. Well, when we arrived in Cheltenham yesterday, the weather was terrible, but we don't mind a bit of thunder. And Neil Robertson, it's great to see him looking so good again, playing so well again, exuding that great confidence. Chris Totten didn't get a look in early on. He played a great third frame, and he has had a chance in this one. But it looks like it's going to be Robertson advancing.
Seven.
I think he's always been a very proud player, and maybe that pride was dented a bit, having to go to qualifiers, having to sit out the big tournaments that he's won over the years. All in the past now.
$14. 15. 20. 21. 26. 28.
Yeah, all in all, pretty good performance from Neil
31.
today. Young Chris, giving a good account of himself. All learning experience. Hopefully we'll see him again soon on the main tables. But Neil is just, I think, in the end, been a bit too strong.
Yeah, he's just hitting the ball with such authority.
40.
He's had breaks of 100, 99 and 86.
46.
So he's out of the doldrums and hoping this really will be a golden spell. He's already won the English Open in the last week. And here at the British Open, he's off and running and into round 3. Neil Robertson well and truly back where he belongs into the last 32. He's beaten Chris Totten here by 4 frames to 1. All the reaction is coming up after the break.